Hello, my friend. Welcome to Sleepy Nights. A peaceful place where your day gently fades away. Please take a gentle moment to subscribe to Sleepy Nights. And let the magic of the night begin. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled among rolling emerald hills and shimmering blue rivers, there lived a princess named Elara. Elara was known throughout the land for her twinkling green eyes and laughter that sounded like wind chimes in the summer breeze. But more than her beauty, it was her gentle heart and curiosity that made her truly special. Elara loved to wander the palace gardens, where daffodils nodded in the sunlight and butterflies danced above purple clover. She would often sit beneath the great willow tree, reading stories of faraway lands and brave heroes. At night, she dreamed of magical adventures and whispered wishes to the stars. One golden morning, while exploring a part of the garden she rarely visited, Elara noticed something curious sparkling in a patch of moss. Pushing aside a curtain of ivy, she found an ancient bell made of silver and pearl, nestled among the roots. The bell was small, just the size of a robin's egg, but it shone with a light all its own. Its handle was twisted like a vine, and engraved on its side were tiny pictures of people smiling, hugging, and helping each other. Elara picked up the bell, turning it over in her hands. It felt warm and comforting. As she held it, the bell gave a faint, musical ring, even though she had not moved it. Startled, she looked around, but there was no one else nearby. The sound faded, leaving only the gentle rustle of leaves. Elara slipped the bell into her pocket, deciding to show it to her wise old Nanny May. Nanny May had cared for Elara since she was a baby and knew many tales of magic and mystery. When Elara presented the bell, Nanny's eyes widened in surprise. "My dear," she whispered, "this is no ordinary bell. Many years ago, before you were born, people told stories about a bell of kindness. It was said that the bell would ring whenever someone nearby needed a little kindness, love, or help. It would guide those with caring hearts to where they were most needed." Elara felt a flutter of excitement. "Do you think it's true, Nanny? Can the bell really help me find someone who needs kindness?" Nanny May smiled and brushed a stray hair from Elara's cheek. "There's only one way to find out, my darling. Listen to the bell and follow where it leads you. Let your heart guide your steps." That night, Elara placed the bell on her bedside table. Moonlight spilled across her blankets, and the bell glimmered softly. As Elara drifted into sleep, she dreamed of the bell and the kindness it might bring. The next morning, as Elara dressed, she heard a gentle tinkling sound. The bell, still on her table, glowed with a silvery light. It was ringing, very softly, as if calling to her. Elara quickly tied her favorite blue ribbon in her hair, slipped the bell into her pocket, and tiptoed out of her room. She followed the sound through the palace corridors and out into the bright, sun-dappled gardens. As she walked, the bell's chime grew clearer, urging her forward. It led her past the rose bushes, through the maze of hedges, and finally to a quiet, shady corner where a young gardener sat with his hen in his hands. Elara approached quietly. The boy looked up, his eyes red from crying. "Oh, Princess Elara, I didn't see you there," he stammered, wiping his tears. Elara knelt beside him, her dress rustling softly. "What's wrong?" she asked gently. The gardener sniffled. "I accidentally broke a prized orchid flower. I tried to fix it, but I'm afraid the head gardener will be so upset with me." Elara smiled and placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "Everyone makes mistakes. Let's go tell the head gardener together. I'll help explain, and we can plant a new orchid together. Sometimes, new things grow even more beautiful." The gardener's face brightened, hope flickering in his eyes. With Elara by his side, he found the courage to tell the truth. The head gardener listened, nodded, and forgave him. Together, they planted a new orchid, and Elara's laughter filled the air. As Elara walked away, she noticed the bell had stopped ringing. She smiled, realizing that it must only ring when someone nearby needed her kindness. The next day, the bell chimed again, this time leading her to the kitchens, where a young maid was struggling to carry too many plates. Elara helped her, making the work light and fun, and the maid's grateful smile made Elara's heart glow. Days passed, and the bell rang at the most unexpected times. It led Elara to the stables, where she comforted a frightened colt. It guided her to the library, where she found a lonely boy who missed his family. Each time, Elara gave a little kindness, and each time, the bell's gentle chime faded, its mission complete. One rainy afternoon, the bell rang louder than ever before. Elara hurried through the palace, following the ringing sound. It led her up winding staircases, past tall stained glass windows, and into a quiet room she had never visited. There, her mother, the queen, sat alone, a letter clutched in her hand and tears shining on her cheeks. Elara's heart ached to see her mother so sad. She sat beside the queen and gently took her hand. "What's wrong, Mama?" she asked softly. The queen hugged Elara tightly. "Oh, my dear, I just received news from far away. An old friend is very sick, and I cannot go to her. I feel so helpless." Elara remembered all the times kindness had helped her and others. She whispered, "We can send her a letter filled with our love and a little gift to remind her of you." Sometimes, kindness travels in ways we cannot see. The queen smiled through her tears, comforted by her daughter's wisdom. They spent the afternoon writing a beautiful letter, and Elara tucked a pressed flower from the palace gardens inside. The bell stopped ringing, its chime replaced by the soft sound of love and understanding. Word of Elara's kindness began to spread beyond the palace. Soon, people from villages near and far would come to see the princess and tell her their troubles, hoping to hear her kind words or receive her gentle hugs. Elara always listened, letting the bell guide her to those who needed her most. One chilly morning, the bell rang and rang, growing so insistent that Elara knew something important must be happening. She hurried outside, following the sound to the edge of the palace grounds, where a small girl shivered beneath a willow tree, her clothes soaked from the rain. Elara knelt down and wrapped her cloak around the child. "Come with me, little one. You'll be warm and safe inside." The girl's eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, princess," she whispered. Elara brought the girl to the palace, where she was given dry clothes and warm food. As the girl's cheeks bloomed with color, she told Elara her name was Maisie and that her family had gotten lost in the woods. Elara sent her most trusted guards to search, and soon, Maisie was reunited with her worried parents, who thanked Elara for her kindness. More and more, the bell led Elara into the village beyond the palace. Sometimes it rang when an old man needed help carrying firewood. Sometimes it chimed when a baker was too tired to finish her bread. Always, Elara listened and gave her help gladly. One day, the bell rang in a way Elara had never heard before. It was a deep, shimmering chime that seemed to fill the whole air. Elara followed its call to the heart of the village square, where she found a great crowd gathered. A small dog was trapped in a well, barking and frightened. Without hesitation, Elara called for help. She organized the villagers into a team, and together, with ropes and careful hands, they rescued the little dog. The crowd cheered, and the rescued pup wagged its tail, licking Elara's hand in thanks. As the sun set, the villagers lit lanterns and sang songs of joy. Elara felt her heart swell with happiness. She realized that the bell was teaching her something important. Kindness grows and spreads, lighting the world with hope. That night, as Elara prepared for bed, she placed the bell on her pillow and whispered, "Thank you, little bell, for showing me the way to help others. You have given me the greatest adventure of all." The bell shone with a gentle light, its chime echoing softly like a lullaby. Elara drifted into a peaceful sleep, dreaming of all the wonderful ways kindness could change the world. Seasons passed, and Elara grew older, but she never outgrew the bell. It was her secret friend, guiding her heart. The people of the kingdom began to notice that kindness was spreading everywhere. Neighbors helped neighbors, and laughter filled the streets. One spring day, the bell's chime called Elara deeper into the forest than she'd ever gone before. the trees grew taller and the sunlight dappled the mossy ground. Birds sang sweetly overhead, and rabbits hopped along her path. At last, she reached a clearing where an old woman sat on a log, weeping softly. Elara hurried over and gently asked what was wrong. The woman explained that she had lived a long, happy life, but now she was very old and lonely. Her children had grown up and moved far away, and she missed them every day. Elara held the woman's hand and listened to her stories. She promised to visit often, bringing company and laughter. Over time, the old woman became known as Grandmother Willow, and her home was never lonely again, as children and villagers came to share tales and cookies with her. The bell continued to guide Elara to those who needed her care. Sometimes it led her to big problems, and sometimes to small ones, like cheering up a sad squirrel or finding a lost kitten. As Elara grew into a wise and beloved queen, she taught her people the lesson the bell had taught her, that everyone, no matter how big or small, sometimes needs a little kindness. The bell itself became a treasured secret, passed down to each new princess, a symbol of the gentle magic that lies in every kind heart. And so, the kingdom blossomed, not just with flowers and sunshine, but with kindness that sparkled brighter than the stars. Each night, as the moon rose high, Elara would listen for the bell's sweet chime, ready to share her kindness with the world once again. And every child in the kingdom fell asleep knowing that, somewhere, a very special bell was listening, waiting, ready to ring out whenever someone needed a little extra love. And that is the story of Princess Elara and the Bell of Kindness, a tiny treasure with the power to change the world, one gentle act at a time. May you always hear the bell of kindness in your heart, and may your dreams be as magical as Elara's. Good night, little one.